Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen, and today's video I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys the books that I'm planning on reading during the month of June. I know that June technically has already started, so I'm a bit late on this, but I still wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about it, and so let's go ahead and get started. And so the first book is actually a book I'm currently reading. It is Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, and this is a fantasy, and it follows this princess. She's the only daughter of the king, and she has 6 brothers, so 6 princes. And her mother died, but her father, the king, is married to another woman who is her stepmother, and her stepmother, we find out, is a sorceress, and she puts a curse on her brothers. All 6 of her brothers turn into cranes. She also put a curse on the princess herself where she cannot speak. So this entire book is about breaking the curse and making sure that her brothers are safe and sound. I'm actually buddy reading this with my friend Chloe from the Brunette Bibliophile, and I am actually really enjoying this book. I will give you guys more in-depth thoughts and feelings on this book when I finish it, and I talk about it in my wrap-up for June in July. The next book that I'm planning on reading during the month of June is actually the BookTube Chicks book pick of the month for the month of June, and it is The Sound of Stars by Alicia Dow. In case you guys don't know, the BookTube Chicks is a book club that I co-host with my friends Chloe from the Brunette Bibliophile and Desiree from Libri Labra. We pick a book every month and we talk about it during a live show on Chloe's channel at the end of the month. This is our book for this month. This is a sci-fi book, has a little bit of a romance. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure about what this book is about. All I know is that there was a misunderstanding between an alien species and Earth, and Earth is like basically has banned anything fun. They banned books and they banned music, and our main character meets an alien and he actually enjoys music, so they kind of bond through that way. I think that's what it's about. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm really excited to read it. It is a short book, and I am in love with this cover, by the way. It is super gorgeous. And so yeah, so this is our book. Our live show will be on the last Sunday of this month, and it's going to be again at Chloe's channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The next book that I'm planning on reading during the month of June is The Toll by Neil Shusterman. This is the last book in the Scythedom series by Neil Shusterman. It's a trilogy, and I started reading this years ago, like right at the beginning of my long reading slump, and I ended up just stopped reading because of my reading slump, and I never picked it back up. I am planning on restarting the book and finishing it this month. It is a pretty chunky book, but essentially, if you haven't read The Scythe, highly recommend it. One of my favorite series of all time. It's a world where basically humanity has conquered death, and the only way that we control population is through these people who are scythes, and they choose people to die. Basically, there's a system to it, and it's how they maintain population control. So I'm excited to read this book and find out what happens. And the next book that I'm planning on reading during the month of June is Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. Sarah Dessen is actually my favorite YA contemporary author. I really love pretty much all of her books. I own most of them, and she's like an auto-buy author for me. But Netflix did a book-to-movie adaptation on this book, and it came out like 2 weeks ago or so, and I haven't watched it yet because I've been wanting to read the book first, and I figure I need to get it done. This is not my favorite Sarah Dessen books, but I really enjoyed it. This follows Auden, I think that's how you say her name, and she basically has insomnia due to her parents' constant fighting and subsequent divorce. One summer she gets to go and spend time with her dad and his new family on this little beach town that he moved to, and it's really cute and quaint and everything, but she's still suffering the effects of her parents' divorce, and so she ends up meeting this boy who has a thing for riding bikes, and they kind of bond through their insomnia. And she also meets a couple girls that she ends up developing this beautiful friendship. One thing that I really like about Sarah Dessen is that she does focus on romance, but there's a huge emphasis on friendship as well. Almost every single one of her books has this beautiful friendship developed. So I'm very excited to reread this book because I've read this book twice, I think, but it's been a very long time. So I'm excited to reread this book and then watch the Netflix movie because I'm really excited to watch the Netflix movie. Alright, and then the final book that I'm planning on reading during the month of June, I'm really going to try to read this book, but I'm going to focus more on the first 4 on my TBR, and it is The Atlas 6 by Blake. I absolutely have no idea what this book is about. All I know is that it's really popular on Book Talk, and my friend Desiree from Libri Labra really loved this book, and she really wanted me to read it. By the way, this is the insanely pretty Fairy Loot edition. Just absolutely freaking gorgeous. I love Fairy Loot editions of books, are just so beautiful. They really do a good job with their special edition books. Anyways, all I know is on the back it says 6 extraordinary magicians, 5 chances to win, 1 secret society. So I'm assuming there's magicians on this. Again, I don't know anything about it. All I know is that Desiree keeps hyping up this book that I ended up buying the Pretty Fairy Loot edition, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bite the bullet and read it. Most of my favorite books of all time that I've ever read are books that really took me by surprise. I didn't know what I was getting into when I first read them, and they just blew me away. I'm hoping that this is another one. And there you go, guys. That is all for my June TBR. Let me know down in the comments below what you're planning on reading during the month of June. I'm super excited for this month. I'm super excited for every month, and now that I can read again, because again, I was on my reading slump all throughout last year and like half of 2020, and so I am excited for reading now all the time. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. All of my social medias are linked down below, including Goodreads, Instagram, and TikTok, if you'd like to follow me on those platforms. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Have a good day, guys, and keep reading. Bye.